It started like this. The unbidden thought arose that thoughts do not originate through some higher order of deliberation and reason, but rather they are byproducts of involuntary energetic spasms. I saw in my mind's eye an exposed muscle, which might have been the heart, or maybe a bicep thrashing about in a pool of blood, demanding attention like a petulant toddler. I knew instantly I was looking at my own mind, my ego mind, my brain, my conceptual self, my lower self, an alien parasite to me, a hypnotist. Of course, it sensed me seeing it, really seeing it, an emperor with no clothes. Nothing's more vulnerable than an exposed muscle. And it felt my pity at its stupid, futile frenzy. I felt it grow sheepish and retreat back to its home under my skin, its pulsing slowing and then ceasing altogether. I told it, "Don't feel bad. You're doing what you were made to do, but you can rest now. Muscles get tired." A miraculous silence began to dawn, all meaningless noise replaced by a gentle hum. An electric tickle brushed my eyes closed, and behind my lids, my vision inverted, and I saw the universe of universes compressed into a carbonated aquarium that somehow floated inside my cheeks, my head. Plasmatic seahorses paid me no attention. I swam for just a moment in these golden blue bubbly waters. Scottish terriers were my companions, but they couldn't see me. I was invisible. It felt good. And then I dissolved and became a viscous saline, and the saline turned into electric bubbles that floated to some kind of surface, each bubble unweighted by the burdensome knowledge of me, but containing me nevertheless. As these bubbles burst, I was tempted to think I'd become air, but I was somehow both more tangible and yet even lighter than air. But I had some substance because I felt myself stretching, and I realized I was made of light. I was light particles. I was photons or waves or just light, whatever light is made of. I saw myself stretched from no top to an endless bottom, which runs the length of an intergalactic filament. A plasma filament that stretches.
Dance and stretch, and dance and stretch, and dance and stretch, and dance and stretch, and dance and stretch.
I have to be something. I'm used to being something. A muscle, contracting and bleeding. But suddenly I know I can't be something that contracts. If I coil and squeeze, I'll choke and thrash and convulse till I die. I was made to stretch. Otherwise, I have no function. It's obvious. From galaxies to DNA, filaments are everywhere, connecting everything, and they illuminate every object they touch, increasing their own light by 1,000-fold. They communicate, and are lines of communication. No lies are possible. Filaments glow and emit magnetism and spin and rotate. They live. They share everything and gain it all in return. They don't care, they just are. My filamentary form isn't me, any more than stratified tissue is me. But this representation of me reflects the idea of me as much as any symbol can reflect reality. I am that plasma filament that I'm also surfing, instantaneously pulled in only one direction, straight to the locus of the heart of the universe. This heart doesn't bleed or contract. It's not made of muscle. It doesn't hide under flesh, and it never breaks. It's a unified organism made of light, of plasma, and its life and soul is the filamentary network enlightening itself. You can't change what you were born into, but you can see it, and see it truly. And then what you know changes, which changes everything. Psychedelics wear off, but the truth stays the same. You can't lose it. All that changes is your own capacity for honesty. Never forget that sweet moment when you gazed on reality and understood it not only to be true, but to be good, and good for you and for everyone.